Hi fantasy managers, welcome to FPL Team Talks. In this video I'm going to go through my team selection for game week 27. We'll look at the captaincy, the players that make my starting 11 and touch on chip strategy over the next couple of weeks. So if you enjoy these sort of videos, give it a like, don't forget to subscribe, and in the meantime, let's take a look. Before we have a look at my team selection for game week 27, just have a quick recap of what I did in game week 26. I pressed the wildcard button, I went for it in 26. I didn't see the point in holding on for another week, and it could have worked out two ways. I haven't worked out my points. I did have Gakpo and Trent, and they both returned, but I would have kept Shaw probably. Would have possibly benched him if I could get away with it. Haaland I got rid of. That was always a risk. He got a return but didn't hurt me too much. Still nervous about getting rid of Haaland, but you know what, I've calculated it out. I think Watkins got extra fixtures, money in the bank. I just don't think Man City are a team I just want to go on at the moment. That's always a risky thing to say in FPL. I got away with it this week, let's hope I get away with it next week. They blank in 28, so I've got them to worry about then. And whole part of the strategy really was trying to get through 28 without using my free hit. I looked at it, initially I was going to use it, then I thought that just the free hit side in 28 was just not enough value in it. I didn't think the upside was not enough to be able to just free hit my way out of it. So I picked a side that will hopefully see me through 28, and losing those Man City players was the way I had to do it. So Matoma and McAllister made up for the fact I didn't have Gakpo and Trent out my side. I think I'm pretty much where I was, but the side is completely set up now, and I will have an extra transfer because of wildcard a week early. Tony returned, which is great. Ward, can't do anything about it. I'm never going to put him in ahead of Raya. So yeah, we've got a healthy green arrow, but looking forward now to game week 27. And I have a few not bad problems, but nice problems to consider. This is my side. Watkins has to be benched. Trippier and Shah. Shah is carrying a knock. I have to keep an eye on that. It was a facial injury, apparently. It's an eye. There was concussion rules around it. He obviously missed the weekend. Hopefully back for the game against Wolves, but I don't know whether I'm going to play him anyway. Zinchenko is the problem, I suppose. Do I play him away at Fulham, or do I play Trippier at home to Wolves? I might swap that over. We'll have to see come the deadline. It's going to be nit for nat. There's not much between those two. Zinchenko and Arsenal very attacking. Possibly would say Newcastle maybe fractionally better defensively, and I think Wolves are less likely. But I think equally both of them could keep clean sheets. And I'm not taking any of the other players out because they've got either great fixtures or double game weeks. Rashford's got a single against Southampton, so he plays, and Kane, Odegaard and Saka have to play as well. So the side looks pretty well set up for game week 27. Captaincy, Tony seems the obvious choice. He will play both games because he did not pick up a yellow in 26, so he's still got 2 yellows before he gets suspended if he picks them up before game week 32. The fun part of me of FPL, just for pure enjoyment, wants to captain McAllister. Away at Leeds and at home to Palace, and his stats are brilliant over the last couple of weeks when he's been playing in that more forward position. Check out the video earlier on in the week if you didn't for those details. So possibly McAllister. Matoma, I think I'll just go with McAllister over Matoma given the stats recently. But Tony may be the safer option. Again, have to wait and see. I've still got my triple captain. Did cross my mind just as a complete differential McAllister. I haven't ruled it out, but I think it would be a pretty brave shout at the moment to do that. So 27, not a problem. I don't need to make any transfers, and that was always the plan, and it was to get to 28 with the blank and have 2 free transfers and give me some flexibility to sort my side out. I've picked obviously Watkins so that he will get me through because he plays. There's no City players to worry about. Arsenal always had a fixture, so that was nice. I've got the 3 Brentford in there. The problem is carrying 3 Brighton players through this game week because I want them for the game week 29. So that means Rashford doesn't play. I have to get rid of him, or I just carry 10 players through, which is a possibility. Shaw still remains a problem. I have to see if he comes back in. The fact that Lascelles deputised for him and conceded 2 goals wasn't his fault, but it always feels nice that Shaw could possibly come back in for that side. Have to wait and see. If he's not around, that does give me a problem. I don't want to go into this game week with 9, and I don't want to lose. Otherwise, it's a case of, do I move Estepinian out for 1 game and bring him back in the next? I'd still have 2 free transfers and 29 if I did that. So that's the option, because there's not a lot else wrong with this side moving into game week 29, which I think looks pretty good. Captaincy for game week 28, Kane, I think that's the obvious choice. And 29, yeah, look at those. I've got, what, 10 double game week players out. And I could literally think of possibly take some Arsenal players out and put another double game week in with 2 free transfers, plenty of money. And I've got the bench boost, which I think is just the ideal time to play. So 29 looks really good. And all the strategy has been about keeping that free hit, getting up the bench boost for game week 29. Still got triple captain in the back pocket. Possibly use 1-2 transfers. I don't know if I really want to get rid of those Arsenal assets. I might save 2 transfers because in game week 30, those Brighton fixtures do turn, and I'll probably want to get rid of a couple of their assets and move elsewhere. But that looks really healthy for game week 29. But if Shah's not available, I do have to think, what am I going to do for him? Matoma, possibly, or McAllister. I have to say, we'll have more data by that time. I'm probably more likely to go for McAllister. Even Rashford may be worth a punt, seeing on his form. And Tony, if he does it for me in 27, do I just keep on him? Lots of options anyway for game week 29. So Shah is the issue. His fixtures are great. 29, he's got a double. I mean, by all accounts, it sounds like he'll come back into the side. He was the pick for me of the Newcastle players. He just has more attacking threat, even though he's scored 1 goal. Up until then, he played pretty much every single game this season as well. So it is annoying that he's missed those last week's game, and he is a doubt. But with team news, if he's fit, he just plays. Otherwise, who do I go for a 1 week punt to make sure I've got at least 10 out in game week 10? Pedro Porro, that Tottenham have good fixtures, and 4.8, he's pretty cheap. Very limited on the amount of data we got for him. Only 2 appearances for Tottenham. Obviously, he hasn't scored yet or got any sort of goal involvement. 0.12, but he is Conte's man. So he's a possibility as a complete differential. Otherwise, I could play it a little bit safer and go for Ben Davies. Same price, same fixtures. Has the fixture in game week 28, which is quite appealing. He's picked up 2 goals and 3 assists this season. And he has been playing a bit more as a wing-back recently as well. So that's interesting. His XGI not that bad. He's interesting. The one player I think, though, that I would really like to move to is Reece James. He has the double in 29 as well. So he carries through in 28 with the Everton fixture. And the fact that he has the double would give me another double game week player. Whether he would play both games, that's another issue. He has been rested at the weekend. Will he play against Dortmund? You assume so. His goal involvement hasn't been brilliant. His XGI is decent, but it has been going down. And since he's come back from injury, understandably so, he just looks a little bit less of an attacking threat. His figures have really gone down. Am I just picking him or want him in on previous form and what we know as FPL managers he can do the past? Possibly, yeah, but I can't ignore that. He is such an attacking asset when he's in full fitness and full flight. Will he get all these game turns? Can I trust he'll play in 28? I don't want to bring him in and then he doesn't play in 28. That would be a disaster. And then does he play both games in 29? That's the worry for me. If I wanted to play it slightly safer, I could go Ben Chilwell, but it still feels like a risk. He's played the last 3 games, so he's got minutes under his belt. Over the season, he's started 7 games because he played at the start of the season. He's got 1 goal, 3 assists already. So that's a pretty impressive sort of goal returns for him. Expected goal involvement is less, 0.16. Last game, it was quite high though, so he's going in the right direction. Same price as James. Do I get a bit more certainty with him? Don't know. I think if we watch Champions League and then he plays at the weekend against Leicester, then possibly I'll have a bit more information to know which player to go for. But the fact that he got a double in 29 really appeals to me. It's just how much of a gamble is it bringing these players in to think they'll play in 28 and that double in 29. That's everything in this one then, guys. Let me know in the comments below, who are you captaining for game week 27? What is your longer term chip strategy, or who are you bringing in if you are not rolling that transfer? Good luck for your game week 27. We'll come back at you with a free hit guide for game week 28, team selection, watch list, all that sort of good stuff. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit the notification bell to get the latest updates, and good luck. Speak to you soon.